Hi, I'd like to show you a simple but really powerful trick for helping to develop solos. As a guitarist, obviously I'm going to play a guitar solo, but any other instrument can use this technique as well. To do this, I've written out 3 chords and the notes in those chords, and I'm going to play these chords in the form of a 12-bar blues, a simple 3-chord 12-bar blues, and then solo over it. And the first thing I've done is written out the notes in each of the chords, including the flat 7, which is going to give it quite a bluesy sound. But I've written out the root in the A chord, the root is A. The third in the A chord, the root is C sharp. The fifth in the A chord, the fifth is E. And the flat 7th of the A chord is a G natural. I've done the same for the D and the E chords. So I've got a matrix, if you like, of all of the notes in the chords, and these are what are called the strong notes. If you land on one of these notes while the chord that it belongs to is playing underneath, it will sound good. Trust me, it'll sound great. I've circled one note from each chord. I'm going to pick a path through the chord sequence. And I've chosen 3 notes that are actually only 2 semitones apart. A C sharp whenever there's an A chord, a C natural whenever there's a D chord, which will make it really bluesy sounding, and a D natural whenever there's an E chord, which will add to the bluesy sounding effect. So whenever there's an A chord playing, I'm going to be playing a C sharp. Whenever there's a D chord playing, I'm going to play a C. And whenever there's an E chord playing, I'm going to play a note of D. And I'm going to play 3 times around the sequence. The first time I'm just going to play those notes and it'll sound a little plain. The second time I'm going to decorate the notes slightly. I'm going to bend up to them, for example, or use the scale of A to move from one to the other. And then the third time through, I'm going to use those notes as the center of each lick that I play, but I'm going to use major scale, minor pentatonic scale, and chromatic notes to approach those notes or decorate them in some way. This is easier listened to than described, so let's play some music. Okay, this time I'm going to do it with a little more decoration of the notes. Up an octave. And now the third time I'm going to use these notes as the center of some licks. Okay, back to our basic chord matrix. Try using your own path, choosing your own set of notes that you use over a 12-bar sequence or any other 3-chord sequence. You'll find that if you always land on the strong notes, your solos will sound a lot better, and it gives you a reason for learning scales as well. The scales enable you to get from one note in the chord to another. They let you join up the notes. If you start using this technique, your solos will start to sound much more professional. In the next unit, we're going to look at a more advanced chord sequence and apply the same principle.